So they found a new Chopin Waltz in 2024 in the Morgan Library and Museum in New York. I'm a little late to the party, it was like 1 month ago when I'm recording this, but anyway, here's my take. So it appears to be Chopin, and it feels like Chopin to play it. It's dated from the 19th century, and the handwriting matches Chopin's, although the name Chopin at the top does not match his handwriting, so it's probably added by someone else later. And the New York Times broke this story, and I can recommend the article. It's a great read about how they discovered it and where it's been for almost 200 years. And the waltz itself, it's a very short piece, only 24 bars with a repeat, and I'll play it once and then we'll talk about the theories. So, is this Chopin's music or not? Well, it's obviously not like a full piece like he intended for a composition to be published compared to the other waltzes, the 8 that was published during his lifetime and 9 that came after his death. And I think there's 3 good theories for the reason behind this artifact. One is relating to the size of the manuscript, because it's very small, just like a postcard or a little bit above a postcard size. And this is compatible with the custom when they had like these musical salons in Paris. And sometimes Chopin would give out manuscripts as gifts to guests to have a memory from this salon for like a small piece he wrote. He's done that with some other pieces. So that would be compatible, like you would give out a musical idea like this. But there's one big argument against this, because it's not signed by Chopin. And that's like a pretty important part if you give out a gift like that. It's like half the point to sign it, and he didn't. So the other theory, the second theory, is that it's more like, okay, he just had an idea and he wrote it down, and you could continue this to like add sections to make it into a bigger composition, but he decided to just throw it away instead. That's a plausible theory, but again, the size of the manuscript talks against that theory, I think, because why would he use this kind of postcard for that? He had sketchbooks he used for other compositions. And the third theory is like it's some kind of other musical activity, either some kind of composition task together with a student, like student thought of something, they wrote it down and ended up like this, or like he copied someone else's waltz in his own handwriting, or it was just a musical idea he wrote down and discarded. I think we don't know for certain. The jury's still out on this. Maybe we'll know more in the future, or looking forward to that. In the meantime, let's have a look at the musical matter. So it starts with this dramatic preamble and really exaggerated dynamics. 3F marking, a bit unusual for Chopin, not unheard of, but still this early, this dramatic, not sure. But there's a reason for it in the music too. It's this tense harmony, diminished chord and chromatic movement down. So it's diminished, going to A minor with a pedal. Like anchor it, make it more dissonant. And this motif, this oscillation that comes back later, it's basically this idea 2 times and then iterating it. Yeah, almost. So it grows into this, and what's this? What's going on here? It looks like it's this weird chords that's far away. B flat. So B flat, G, E, C sharp. But it's actually only the same diminished chord lurking underneath and these surface fluctuations. So we have it in the left hand, still with the A pedal, but if we remove that for now, we have the first 2 notes. So this is just the diminished chord going to A minor, but we add two things, of course, these chromatic neighbor notes, and we add the A pedal point to make it more ominous. So instead of we have. Okay, after 8 bars we finally start the melody. It's only been this diminished with A minor. Now we get A minor and this lovely melody. So this is like this brilliant style that Chopin used a lot when he first came to Paris in 1830 to 35. That's when they think this waltz is from that time for that reason. We have these really nice, pleasant ornamentations with triplets and trills. I mean, it's kind of a hallmark feature for Chopin's music in general, but especially this period. Here we have this same motif that we have in the beginning. It's chromatic down. Now it's inverted. You start on the high and it's expanded to an octave, but it's the same idea. And the harmony, it's only going between A minor and the dominant E7, but again still with the A in the bass. So it's a really long time we only have A in the bass. So E7. And let's play these 8 bars, but instead of keeping the A, I switch to the E and see how that is. Like, it's a simpler version to just alternate tonic and dominant. Would sound like this. So what Chopin does, if this is Chopin, which we think it is, he keeps the A in the bass and it makes it more ominous and fateful, and when it changes to E in the fourth time, then it has a bigger impact. So like this. So it's really something more when you get to switch to the proper E7 the final time. So less is more in this context. It's another added layer to keep the A in the bass. Finally, we have this motif. This is another signature Chopin feature. When you have this minor second and an upbeat as an ornament going to the note, the root note. And I'll just play 5 other pieces by Chopin where he uses the same idea. I'm sure there are others I haven't thought of. Just compile these 5, but let's start with Nocturne in B major in Opus 32. In the final cadenza we have this flurry. So it's there. Next, Nocturne in C minor. Lovely. Comes. It's an important feature of that melody, the ending part of it, even if it's just in the 16th notes. Next, Nocturne in F minor. Here it comes. Next, the Mazurka in A minor, Opus 17, number 4. In the end of the middle section, going back to the main section in minor, we have this. So it takes it 2 times, but stays on the minor second above. And it kind of wants to go down to E, but instead the melody takes over there. And finally, the iconic Waltz in C sharp minor. And back to the waltz, the A minor waltz. Like, it's hard not to recognize as a Chopin thing, especially in the minor compositions. Okay, so now we get 8 more bars of the piece, and it starts off the melody the same way, but then it finally moves away from the A in the bass and goes to C major. So the light comes in. G major is the secondary dominant, going to C major with this chromatic, to G, to C. Final note here, it says a trill on this, but I want to play it rather lightly and quickly. The tempo, I don't have time for more than 1 turn, so I make it just as a 16th triplet. I think it's enough for the ornament. But if you do it slower, you can cram in more trill on that note. But it's still a bit touchy. Okay, C major. This is also the start of the final cadence and closure. So going from C major back to A minor. With this chord, it leads very nicely into the dominant E7 and to the tonic. And as one final thing, of course, this painful appoggiatura. And even this motif that we have in the beginning and here. The final time really closes off the piece nicely. It's kind of an abrupt ending because it's just started and then it's finished. We do a repeat, so you get maybe 1 minute of music or something. So I'll end this video by playing it through as like the second time, and I think you can do, do more of everything, of the ideas when you do that in general, doing repeats. So thanks for watching Sonata Secrets, and I'll see you in another video.